What is up, my Peter Bros? Maine-iac here with the Week 6 NFL Power Rankings. We're going to try to make this as quick as possible, so bear with me. No pun intended. I'm sorry, that was detestable. We'll do it like we did last week with minor explanations, mainly 3 words to describe each team, and basically where they stand compared to last week. We have Miami at number 32. Again, tank for Tua. This team was on a bye week, so there's not much to say about them. Cincinnati at number 31, narrowly lost. I know it's only 2 words, but they came back, they fought, they lost. New York Jets, again, holy shit. Damn. Just those 3 words. That offense looks absolutely terrible. But then again, when you give your quarterback, which is not medically cleared to play, all the first team reps, and the guy who's actually going to play, you don't give any, you're not going to have any chance at all. And then you have Washington Redskins at number 29. Still, all 4 of these teams stay even where they were. At least 1 touchdown. I know it's not 3 words, but hey, they got 1 touchdown. No, actually 3 words. Jay Gruden fired. Yay. At number 28, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers dropping 2 spots after a tough loss to the Baltimore Ravens. This one would have to be injury concerns mount. If Rudolph out for long term and you need Hodges to start for a while, that's mainly the main reason why they dropped, even though they did play well. And you have Arizona at number 27. First win, Kyler. Good job. Team played well. It was against Cincinnati, so I'm not moving them up a lot. And you have Denver at number 26, moving up 1 spot as well after a good win. Still with this one, flash and pan. I feel like this game was a flash in the pan. I want to see more consistency out of them. Like I said before, and like I say all the time, if you put together wins consistently, if you play well consistently, you will be rewarded. But still, 26 is not bad. Then at number 25, we have Atlanta moving down 1 spot. Just 1 win. That's all you guys got so far with as offense talented as you got. Mohamed Sanu, Calvin Ridley, Julio Jones, Matt Ryan, Devontae Freeman, Ito Smith, Austin Hooper, and you only have 1 win? God damn. Tampa Bay at number 24, moving up 1 spot. Impressive in loss. They played well. They're a missed kick away, a couple plays away from being like 4-1. So teams played better than the record looks. You have the Giants at number 23. New England Thursday. They have a short week going into New England, take on the Patriots. Daniel Jones, Gallman's in concussion protocol. Will Gallman or Saquon be able to play? If neither of them are ready to play, it might not be good. They have Jacksonville at number 22, moving down 1 spot. Minshew, Mania. Disappointed. They had a winnable game. They did. And I'm not going to blame Gardner on the loss on Gardner on this one. I think this one was more so some gadget plays by Carolina. Plus, their defense had no answer for Christian McCaffrey. This is supposed to be an elite defense, but it's playing without 2 of the cornerstone pieces over the last few years, with Jalen Ramsey having a mysterious back issue still that mysteriously had him in Houston talking to Deshaun Watson mysteriously. And then at number 21, you have the Tennessee Titans. Kicker issues suck. This team lost to the Buffalo Bills 14-7. This team also had a kicker miss 4 field goals. If this kicker would have made any 3 of those field goals, the Titans would have won. It's that simple right there. When you have a kicker miss 4 field goals, it's so hard to win, because that's 12 points off the board. Granted, 2 of them weren't so easy, and 1 of them was blocked, but still, if you're an NFL kicker, you're expected to be trusted to be able to make them, even if they're from 50+, or at least 1 of them from 50+. They brought in a new kicker, so we'll see how that goes. And then at number 20, we have the Cleveland Browns dropping 1 spot. Blown out badly. Monday Night Football, blown out so bad. It was awful. Baker Mayfield 100 yards, 2 interceptions, 2 fumbles. It was just awful. Some of the fumbles, I don't know why he was holding the ball like he did. The interceptions, one of them I won't blame 100% on him, although the location of the throw was poor at best, which made Callaway juggle it, and as he juggled it, it got intercepted. But watching that game on my phone, there was some easy wide open throws to like Odell, Jarvis that were just so overthrown. And not just overthrown, but you know that thing, that phenomenon I should say, when you overthrow a ball, but not by much, but you also throw it way too hard. Like, imagine this: if you're shooting a basketball and you want to get it directly in the bucket, and you shoot it, and if you get in that bucket, it's gonna go straight in. Or if you hit that square on the back, but you hit it super hard, it's just gonna bounce right out. That's kind of the same concept, I think. Just a lot of overthrows. Nick Chubb didn't really get a chance to shine because they were down so quickly. It'll be interesting to see how they bounce back against, I believe, Seattle this week. And at number 19, you have Oakland moving up 3 spots. Good win over the Bears, good upset. I did accurately pick this one, even though I went 6-9 last week. Oh God. Played well. Offense played well. Exploited the Bears' defense. Once Akeem Hicks left, it kind of opened it up a little bit for them. But they played well. If I had to pick 3 words, it would be trade deadline moves. This team might need to make a couple moves to improve its defense, especially after the Burfict suspension if it holds up. Then you got the Chargers at number 18 dropping 4 spots. You might say, oh, they dropped 4 spots, but they're not on one of the biggest loser teams. Yeah, I'll explain that in a second. Very inconsistent team. Can't get anything going. Melvin Gordon played awful. Phillip Rivers played awful. It was against Denver, who was winless at that point. This is a game you had to win. And especially in retrospect, hindsight's 2020, I understand, but when you look at Kansas City losing and you're facing the 0-4 Denver Broncos and you're only a couple games behind, you have to think, oh God, if we win this one, we're right behind Kansas City. But no, you lost. So you're not. And you have Indy at number 17. I'm aware a lot of people might think this is kind of low after an upset of the Kansas City Chiefs. But like I said previously, I want to see this team put the game. I value consistency more so than anything else. So this team hasn't been able to put together consistent efforts, and Darius Leonard has not really been active in this thing, and T.Y. Hilton's been injured. It's just I want to see him put together games more consistently. Carolina at number 16, Kyle Allen played pretty well, still undefeated, which sucks for me because I don't really pick the Carolina Panthers. But Christian McCaffrey MVP so far. So the 3 words would be Christian McCaffrey MVP. Detroit number 15 off a bye week. Good rest. Buffalo at number 14 off a win against Tennessee, moving up 2 spots. This would be elite tier defense. This defense is absolutely incredible, and Taylor Lewan needs to know when to shut his mouth up after a loss. Then we have Chicago at number 13, dropping 7 spots. This is more so a correction than anything, with Chicago moving up 2 spots last week. This one, the 3 words for this would be out of gas. Out of gas. This offense looks horrible. Montgomery looks good-ish, but this is like trying to drive a jalopy. You know what I mean? This offense it can't win games for the Bears. If this defense struggles like it did, the Bears will lose. That simple. Then you got Philadelphia moving up 1 spot. No, not a knock against Philly. At this point, honestly, 12 to like 5, 12 to like 7, 12 to like 5. They're all very, very, very close teams. I will say that right now. They're very close teams, all playoff caliber teams. Philadelphia's still really good. The one thing I'm looking for them is consistent output. And they did face the Jets, which is good. And they did score a lot, which is good. The defense put together consistent effort, which is good. If I see this next week and they play just as well, heck, they could be a top 8 team by the end of the day. And then you have the Minnesota Vikings staying even. They beat up on the Giants. Kirk Cousins looked good for once. The receivers are happy for once. But let's see that go into next week. I'm hesitating a little bit on moving up the Vikings because of that. Plus, other teams ahead of them, I think, are still above them. And then you have... I'm going to make an amendment right now to this list. And it's going to be the Baltimore Ravens at number 10. I don't know why I had them at number 8. And I just realized how stupid that looked. Baltimore Ravens at number 10. Moving down because they played the Steelers and they struggled extremely hard. They lost Tony Jefferson for the year, which is a huge blow to that defense. Even after taking Mason Rudolph out, they won. It took overtime to win, and it took a turnover to win. So I want to see a better performance. After 2 bad weeks, you pile on a third, but get lucky. So I kind of want to see them step back up into it. And you have the Rams at number 9, dropping 5 spots. Goff does not look good. Like, he looks serviceable, but not good. I want to see the Goff that can take over a game, although that might not be what he is. But I'm not going to blame it all on Goff. It's not 100% on Goff. I watched that game Thursday against Seattle, and the stretch plays, the reads, those plays like that, they were so predictable. You would see Todd Gurley sweep to the right, and you would see Seattle be there with like 7, 8 guys, because they instantly knew it was coming, because McVay is not being inventive, he's not being creative. Although Cooper Kupp had a good game. His defense is still really good, so I still think they're a top 10 team. And you got Dallas at number 4. Dallas at number 8, dropping 4 spots. I apologize. Biggest thing I can say about Dallas being here is Dak Prescott struggled so bad. He did. It was against a good pass defense in Green Bay. It was. Some of them weren't on him, but he should have had another interception or 2 added on in the first place, so it balances out. The Cowboys defense doesn't look the greatest, but when your offense can't manage much, it doesn't help. Ezekiel Elliott couldn't really get going because they were down so early, so quickly, and Jason Garrett his game plan wasn't good at all either. Be interesting to see how they bounce back. This team is on the downward slope, but lost to New Orleans, lost to Green Bay after 3 easy wins against like Miami and shit. They're in that territory where they could go anywhere at this point. Then you have Houston at number 7, good win over Atlanta. The offense looked explosive, put up 50 points, which is good. For this one, I would have to put Deshaun Watson breakout. He had an amazing game. San Fran at number 6, moving up 6 spots. One of the only 2 undefeated teams in the NFL currently. Curb stomped the Browns. I'm aware that's 4 words, but hey, give me some slack here. They looked absolutely incredible last night. Jimmy Garoppolo only had 180 yards. The first play of the game was an 83-yard touchdown for Breida. Then he had another touchdown. Then Tevin Coleman had a touchdown, and that defense looked incredible. Sherman had an interception. The forced fumbles, Bosa looked absolutely incredible as well. You can tell he's getting healthy, which makes him dangerous. And I said before, if this team can learn to limit turnovers, this team could be one of the best in the league, and they did that Monday night, and I really like what they did. And then you have Seattle at number 5, moving up 5 spots as well. They beat the Rams. They're playing really consistent, and they're playing really well, and it's not just Russell Wilson. Metcalf is playing really well, and Lockett's playing well, but more importantly, Disley, one of the biggest surprises of the year. And they have Green Bay moving up a spot to 4. Really good game. Solid game. Not much more to say. One of the best teams in the league right now. New Orleans at number 3, moving up 4 spots. I said previously and originally when Drew Brees got hurt, if this team could win a couple games with him out, they could be a playoff contender. But they haven't lost with him out. They are a one-loss team with Teddy Bridgewater at quarterback. So when Drew Brees comes back, this could be extremely dangerous. And of course, that makes the top two obvious. Number 2, Kansas City, coming off a tough loss to Indianapolis. I'm not going to knock them too much for it. There are a lot of people that still think Kansas City are the number 1 team, and I can definitely make an argument of that. Still kind of a 1A, 1B situation for me. Kansas City struggled. Yes. Mahomes threw 300 yards. Yes. But altogether, the Indianapolis Colts, without some of their elite defensive players, made this Chiefs offense look kind of pedestrian, which is a concern. Will it continue going forward? I don't think so. Tyreek Hill's on the upswing when it comes to health. That defense took some blows injury-wise, but I'm not going to stipulate how that's going to affect them necessarily quite yet. So we'll see. But for now, they are 2. Number 1, we have New England. Big surprise for me here was the release of Benjamin Watson. I thought they would activate him and maybe put Jordan Richards off the team. I don't know why they signed Jordan Richards. He is not a good player. I love the Patriots, but holy fuck, that guy blew the Super Bowl so bad for us against the Eagles. And you bring him back. At least if you're going to bring someone back who was good. Biggest concern here is obviously the tight end group, not the receiver group necessarily. In a few weeks, N'Keal Harry should be back off of IR. Dorsett, I'm not sure how his injury is, but one thing that carries this team, and I'm aware of the level of competition, but it's unfair to judge them to a different standard because of their competition. Until they face better teams, still, we can't say that they wouldn't have played as well. It's the same both ways. You can't overhype them, you can't underhype them, kind of thing. They played extremely well, besides one play with seriously bad tackling. They would have shut out the Redskins, which is good. Redskins aren't good, but the Redskins' pass rush is incredible. And the offensive line played poorly. That's the biggest concern, as well as the offensive line of the Patriots. But it was good to see Bolden more involved. Edelman with 100-something yards. Jakob even got involved a little bit. And it will be interesting to see. Anyway, guys, I will see you in the next one. Peace.